For those of you that are new, welcome. Those of you that have been here, been to a few shows, been on a few Zooms and a few calls, hey, welcome back. As you guys know, Will and Tim got 20 plus years of experience in real estate investing, combined real estate investing. 20 plus years, guys. So they've seen it all, done it all, and hey, they created REI Wholesalers or us almost 5 years ago, pretty much with the intention to share all their wealth of information and experience with the community for absolutely free. Hey, guys, since they done that, since they created REI Wholesalers or us for the community a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, they helped countless amount of people get in the business, get their first checks, actually scale their business to six figures, guys. So if you guys are here, you're blessed, you're in the right place, and I'm excited for the call. I'm excited for the Zoom. Hey, welcome everybody on Facebook Live. But without further ado, Will Galloway and Tim Harvey, if you brothers are here, the stage is yours.
Hey, Delano, how's it going?
Hey, Tim, I'm great. How's it going?
Good. I see that you can hear and can you see us?
Hey, I can see and I can hear you perfectly fine.
Perfect. Well, listen, guys, we are so excited to have this opportunity to join you guys tonight. This is REI Wholesalers, Money Making Motivational Mindset Zoom. Guys, we are so excited because of what we have in store for you guys. It is such an awesome time. First, before we start with anything, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving me the opportunity to even do this, for giving me and Will the opportunity to flow in this opportunity and to be able to do this during this time. I am so excited about what's going to take place tonight. Well, before anything else, listen, my name is Tim Harvey. That's my partner to the right, Will Galloway. And we were blessed to be able to start REI Wholesalers for us. And we're blessed to be able to start 5 years ago, a little bit over 5 years ago. We've been we've been partners in business, partners in this real estate business. And, we're doing a lot of deals together. And, God put it on us to, create a community of like-minded people that want to do this business the same way that we do it, with the same kind of character that we have been blessed to do it with. And my God, for 5 years, it has been great. So the first thing that we did is, we actually had a meeting, inside of Barnes and Noble. And then within that meeting, we were able to structure REI Wholesalers R Us, and we had our first meeting in a Piccadilly cafeteria. And from then on, we've had meetup after meetup after meetup after meetup, month after month after month after month, and it has been a blessing because it has grown and it has snowballed for us. Our community has actually grown. We've had an opportunity to meet a lot of people. We've had an opportunity to help a lot of people, like Delano says, for their first deal. We've had an opportunity to help a lot of people actually go from 0 to 6 figures. We've been blessed to be able to see that during these 5 years of this growing community. So we are blessed to be able to have this community now. We believe that now is the time that this community matters the most. And we believe that now is the time that God has put us in position to be able to help lead this community. And we are excited about it. I'd like to thank my partner, Will, for, executing and, putting together, executing the vision. I'd like to thank Donald for actually, everything that you do, every single week. You do it with such enthusiasm, being a real estate investor, during these times. We know we've got to keep our minds right. And also would like to thank Lachette in the background, just handling all the things that need to be handled. But to get back to the story, we started to have the meetups, and our partners were wanting to know, wanting just a little bit more. So our partners were asking us, could we do something, more, to add to. And, I just remembered, I just remembered what it was like, trying to grow my business, coming from corporate America, being in corporate America full time, trying to get into this real estate business, and how I used to hate Mondays. And I used to hate going to work, Monday through the morning commute. You get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you have to be there by 8 o'clock in the morning. And I used to hate that. And then to get to work and just be worn out by the end of the day, not being able to realize your dreams, but having to realize somebody else's dreams at the same time. You get back to your family, and just not a good thing. So I used to hate Mondays, but once I got into business for myself, I decided that I was going to love Mondays. And since then, Mondays have been actually the best day of the week for me, because they actually provide that impact, that we need to move forward in our businesses. So, again, it's been a great Monday so far, and partner, how you doing?
Had to push on the mute button.
Yeah.
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm grateful, happy to be here tonight. As always, want to take this time, of course, to give all the glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for just allowing me the platform to be able to be to speak and be heard. This is one of the better days of the week, is when we can run our mouth a little and say some good things. And I feel real good tonight, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I and me and you didn't really we talked earlier, back and forth earlier, but I didn't get a chance to tell you that I was just praying for the community earlier, and just praying for both of our businesses, of course, and I was also praying for Wholesalers of Russ community, just all the people that's actually associated with us, our partners, our friends, just everybody. And I was just like, just asking, God, like, what can I do, differently, or what can Tim and I both, do to, continue to add value to our community? Because we all about adding value.
Absolutely.
We're all about giving back. We're all about spreading the word. And I just asked God, like, what is it that we can do? Is there something different we can just do? What is it, And he just confirmed, like, as long as you're, mentioning me, as long as you're putting me first, everything is always going to work out. Everything is always going to be okay. And I think that message was not only for me and you from when I think about Wholesalers of Russ, but I think that everybody that's listening need to take that in as well. And I think I had put in yesterday, I had a story that I posted. I was saying, don't worry. Yeah, I was saying, don't worry about anything. Just give it to God, and that prayer and that confirmation kind of reminded me of the story that I sent was, don't worry, just give it to God. And I bring that up because for the past couple of weeks and the past couple of months, and a lot of people, really are not as fortunate as a lot of us are. A lot of people, don't really know how they're going to be able to feed their family. A lot of people don't know how they're going to be able to pay their bills and make ends meet. Some people don't even know what their next job. People have had to file unemployment due to the business, not existing anymore, or the business trying to come back. It's so much going on, and we have not really, to be honest with you, we have not even seen the aftermath, because everything really has just started to happen within the past couple of weeks. So we have not started to see pre-foreclosures yet, like they're going to be getting ready to come. We have not been I think, and I'm surprised the crime rate have not went up. It probably have. I haven't been watching the news, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's up. My wife said it's down right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it go back up, because a lot of people are actually going through things. Well, maybe people are not doing as much crazy stuff due to what's going on, but I just tell everybody, I say all that to say, I just tell everybody to keep praying, pray not only for your family and the people around you, but pray for the nation, pray for the world, because this is the time where we all just got to come together. And I think our prayers come together as a whole, we can eliminate this COVID-19 epidemic that's going on right now. And I think that, you know, it's gonna come to an end real soon. So I know it come with prayer and just believing that it could be accomplished, it could be done. And that even goes to, you know, your business and whatever you have going on. Don't worry about nothing. Don't stress about it. Give it to God and get some clarity on your situation. Get some clarity on what your next move need to be, what your next venture need to be. You know, some of you want to do real estate. Hey, you may not need to be doing real estate. Maybe it's something else you're supposed to be doing. Maybe there's another avenue that you're supposed to be leading in. Maybe you're supposed to be leading somebody in a direction. I've seen, one thing I can say is that I've been, despite all the negative energy, I have been seeing a lot of more people coming together, a lot more people giving. I've never seen this many more people give, you know, people donating to the homeless, feeding families, just doing whatever they can. And that's what we got to do within this community. I mean, everybody that's listening tonight, we got to come together and figure out ways that we can help each other in this community, this real estate community. We got to help each other with deals. That's why, you know, it's so important that me and Tim make sure that we emphasize how much we want to be a part of what you guys are doing in your real estate career. Because, I mean, guys, we don't charge anything. We don't have any gimmicks or anything that we try to sell anybody up on. We've been doing this for the past 5 years, and can't nobody say that we've sold them on anything, but trying to sell them on our assistance with helping them, you know, and we want to continue to keep that going. But in order for all of us to reap the benefit from it, we all got to come together. You know, if you got a deal, there shouldn't be no reason that you shouldn't be sending us an email about that deal. It shouldn't be no reason that you shouldn't be reaching out to us, asking us for assistance. Because like we always say, like, this is not the time to try to tackle anything by yourself. You know, it's all about collaboration right now. Collaboration is going to win in this time right now. If you're not collaborating, if you're not partnering, if you're not doing deals, like my last 10 deals was somebody was associated with those deals, you know, whether it was something dealing with Wholesalers, whether it was, you know, another wholesaler, whether it was whoever, it was somebody involved. It wasn't, you know, Will Galloway did not do it by himself. You know, it was somebody that was involved on the other end, and, you know, it was a team effort. So I just think that that's kind of the new wave right now. I just think that, you know, sometimes you have to choose people that you trust, some people that you feel that you should be doing business with. And, you know, we've done nothing but, you know, put our trust and put our honesty and try to share the word of God with you guys and try to point you guys in the right direction. So in return, you know, we just want to make sure that we're first in mind when you guys think about, you know, real estate, when you guys have a deal. We got people that are still buying right now. I actually just got the phone with one of my buyers right before this call. He called me, was like, hey, you know, Will, that property you sold me, you know, a month and a half ago, you know, we rehabbed it, put it on the market, and it's under contract, you know, within the first day, you know. And he's like, do you got anything else? So, I mean, I get these calls every day, you know. I mean, I love those calls because it's nothing like great customer service. It's nothing like, you know, when you can take care of a seller who's in dire need to sell a house. And then on the flip side, you have a buyer who's looking for a product, a buyer that he can put love into, and then he can put a good product out there for a first-time home buyer, somebody who actually wants to buy their first home or maybe the second or third. But he was just so excited. You know, I think he's on the call right now. I think I seen his name. But he was so excited that he was able to, you know, put a product out there and it's already under contract. And, you know, he's looking for more deals. And, again, I had another call from another buyer earlier today. He was like, Will, I need you, brother. What's going on, man? I need you, you know. So it's people out here. I know, you know, people are saying, like, what, I mean, are people still buying, or, you know, people still talking to sellers? Like, I mean, what are people doing? Like, what's going on? Like, while you're sitting around waiting and on the sideline, people are still doing deals every day. People are still buying deals. People are still selling deals. Deals are still going under contract. Home buyers are still buying. I mean, interest rates are at all-time low right now, so people are still buying right now. So the time is now, guys. The time is now. I say all that to say the time is now. Let's get active. Let's get within our community. Let's all team up. Let's work together. Me and Tim, you know, toward the end of this call, we're going to kind of talk about something that we got that we're working on right now. That we're going to be looking for a small group, and we're going to get a little bit more detail about that. But yeah, bro. What else you got, man, on that? I know I kind of went in a little bit, but
I mean, it's just a good time, man. And I guess, as we're thinking, man, we were talking a little bit earlier, and we didn't get a chance to talk about this, but I was, my wife did a post today, like during this time, and we're grateful, man. I mean, a couple of days she did the post that during this whole time we've lacked for nothing, and we're grateful for that. Because we put all our trust in God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like it's not
Absolutely.
through us or anything like that, but it's just putting our trust in God. And a word came to me about Psalms 46:10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." So it's like if you're being still, it means to stop. Stop fighting. You know what I'm saying? Stop fighting. And just relax. Is being still. Sometimes we put our hands up to defend ourselves from all that life can bring our way. And we know that, during this time, during this pandemic, life has brought a lot our way, and but the thing is we, it's now more than ever is when we have to, really put our trust in God, and really put our trust in God. We talk about having faith. And, now is the time to really put your faith in action. I mean, it just is. And we always talk about it. We always talk about, I have faith in this, I have faith. Well, now's the time to put your faith in action. Your faith in action is you working. That's your faith in action. You working, knowing that this is going to happen, knowing that this is going to be an opportunity for you, and just going with it, knowing that God has you as you are moving forward into this opportunity. And that's the main thing. Like you have to know, and if it's not for you, then we certainly understand that. We certainly understand where the business may not be for you. There may be another opportunity out there for you. I believe that there is something for everybody on the face of this earth. I believe that God has created everybody to do something special on the face of this earth. So you've got to really, really get with God and really just find out, hey, what is it that you put me on this earth for? I'm grateful that me and Will have had an opportunity to kind of discover, what God has put us on this earth for. I'm grateful for that. When you do that, then you'll always move towards that. And, like even during this pandemic, having a sense of knowing what God put me on this earth for, it's giving me a peace that passes all understanding. So what we want you guys to do is really, really, in some of you have, some of you have not, but if you have not, really get with God to discover what it is that he'll have you to do. Sometimes God will give you, God will give you a vision, but he won't give you everything. He won't show you the end of the road when he gives you a vision. But I'll say this, when he gives you a vision, he will give you provision along the way. He'll give you that provision along the way. God, like when this thing happened, a couple of weeks ago, we had no idea. We had no idea that this was going to happen. We had no idea of how God was going to sustain us. But thankfully, God has sustained us. And I see that, with all of you guys that are on this line, God has apparently sustained you in some sort of way. Because remember, you're still living. You still have life. During a pandemic, people are dying. People out there, don't know what's up and what's down. But I thank God that this group is covered. This group is covered under the blood of Jesus. So, just be still and know that he is God. Know that he is the one that's going to sustain you during this time. And in doing that, just have confidence. He's put you in the right place at the right time. And this is if you prayed about it. If you prayed about it, you're like, oh, okay. I believe Will and Tim, I believe what they're saying. Listen, I believe them. Then know that he has put you in the right place at the right time. Remember, he gave us access to create this group. We had if me and Will had not yielded to the Spirit of God, it could have just been an idea that come and gone. And you guys know that there are a lot of ideas that come and go. But I'm not big upping us at all. But what I am saying is that since we yielded, and the fact that we yielded, guess what? There's opportunity for you guys, to grow and expand even during a pandemic. I remember when I was getting back into the business, or when I left the business, the first time when I should not have left it, I didn't have an opportunity. I didn't have a group. I didn't have a fallback. I didn't have people that were doing what I wanted to do. I didn't have that at all. I didn't see that at all. So guys, just count it as joy, count it as a blessing that there are people that are, that are moving. I like what Will said, and just, the deals that I've been doing, they have been, Tim, they have been collaborations, and right. God is truly good. And if you guys get in on this, then you will understand exactly what we're saying. You'll understand that God is real when you see how he's able to flow through us in this group. I mean, just, miracle after miracle are happening. We've got deals getting set to close even within the group now. And we're just blessed. We're blessed and we're grateful. But just understand what being still is. Being still is you don't have to put your hands up to defend yourself. Just know that God has you covered. God has you covered. He's got you covered through this whole process. He's got you covered through this whole time. Now, I will say this. Changes have happened. Changes have happened, and changes are inevitable when things like this happen, but it depends on how you see it. You can see it as an opportunity, or you can see it as you can just get yourself down and not do anything about it. When I access—
You think most people are choosing that route?
Sir?
You think most people are choosing that route to just kind of not do nothing because of this?
I'll say this. I'll say this. When I first heard about what was happening, and when I really, and our partner talked about it last week, Kendall. When Kendall, when Kendall talked about it last week, and guys, you guys got to go on YouTube and check out that video. It's a dope video. But cheap plug. but when Kendall said that, it took a second to kind of assess what was going on. And once he assessed what was going on, he jumped right back on the saddle. And I think that just comes from that comes from experience, experience with change. A lot of people are not experienced with change. For me, I have experienced change in my life, and I understand, sometimes you just have to adapt. So sometimes it takes us a little bit longer, when all this happened, it took me about a good couple of days to really realize, okay, things are going to be different, and I've got to change. I've got to adjust and just work my business, towards that. It's called being malleable. It's called being able to pivot. When you pivot, it's like you're going in one direction in 1 second, and then, all of a sudden you're able to go to another direction. But guess what? The way that I was able to do that, and I know you will, the way that you've been able to do that is based on the information that you have from your partners. Being able to share information with other partners that, that are doing the same thing. That's how we've been able to pivot so quickly. So I'm not going to say that it's even fair, for a lot of people that, may just be sitting there because maybe they don't understand. But when you have that information, when you have the information that that this works and that works, then it puts you in it gives you an advantage. And that's the advantage of this group. That's the advantage of what we've got going on here in Atlanta. More specifically, this group is that you've got people that are actually doing business and still doing business during the crisis, during the pandemic. We're still here. And that's, and I think that's the difference. That's the difference. So this is what I'll say is that you have to catch hold of the vision. Catch hold of the vision that God gave us. And if God gave us a vision and you're following our vision, then guess what? Understand, it's good. It's just like when we go to church, we follow our pastor. Our pastor has a vision, you know what I'm saying, that God gave them. You know what I'm saying? And we have to follow that vision. So that's, and as we follow that vision, we may not know what's going to happen, uncharted waters, this and that, but we've got to follow the vision that that God gave. And I just believe that within this group, God gave us a vision, for this group. He gave us a vision for this business. He gave us the vision that this business is going to sustain us even during this time. And we just have to trust God, and as we trust God, God shows us the steps. He shows us the steps through people, right? So God gives us, the word says that God will give us the power to get wealth. Okay. So God gives us the power. He gives us the knowledge. He gives us, whatever we need. And he does that through people, so, I agree with you, partner, that yeah, I mean, sometimes, we're a little bit slow to react. We're a little bit slow to adapt. And I think a lot of that is, just not knowing what's going on, not knowing exactly what to do next. But if you've got someone to follow and you've got someone to follow that knows what they're doing, then guess what? I think you can make it happen. The other thing I'll say is, like if you go to YouTube and you go to REI Wholesalers or Us on YouTube, and you plug in that video from our meetup the last month when all this started happening, our partners, we had all of our partners on the line, and they were talking about what to do during this time. Guess what? They're doing it, and they're surviving, and they're working, and they're thriving. So yeah, I mean, you just have to access the information and believe.
Yeah, I like what you said when you talked about getting the vision from God.
Yeah,
I think that's so important, because one thing about once you get it, once God has put it on your heart and he has given you the path, guess what, guys? That's recession proof. That's recession proof. It's nothing that can bring you down to where, you will lose when you go in that direction. There's no lose. There's no recession. There's nothing negative comes out of that. That's why it's so important. Like you said, what if we just wouldn't have never thought to do real estate? What if we would have never thought to put a group together where we can, speak on a Monday evening and, people want to hear what you got to say, and it's all positive, and it's such a blessing, man. It's just such a blessing. So let's talk a little bit about what some of the things we've been doing over the past few weeks. I know, the last couple of calls we had some of our partners on, and we've been kind of talking to them about their business and what some of the changes they made and what some of the things they're doing. Maybe, we may need to share a little bit about some of the things that, maybe some changes we've made, or some things that we feel that maybe, guys and ladies out there need to be actually implementing right now in their businesses, or things that they need to just take in consideration.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just funny, man, that during this time, I mean, it really gave us an opportunity to kind of, sit down and assess. Like I said, for me, it took about a week for me to just like really, grasp that, okay, this is happening. So, now what? You know what I'm saying? And some of the things that I've been doing with my business, first of all, I started with my personal, you know what I'm saying? Like I really, I really, took an assessment of my personal, what kind of things were loose ends, what kind of things needed to be handled, what kind of thing, just need to be taken care of, and I started off with my personal, say, hey, what kind of fat can we cut? Straight up, and I thank God I got a wife, I've got a beautiful wife that helps me with that. And then just reassessed, personal. Then I looked at my business and I'm like, okay, so what kind of fat can I cut? What kind of services do I have that, that I may not be using, as much, and, may not be bringing anything down to the bottom line. I went and I did that. Then the next thing that I did, from a business perspective, is I started calling my sellers. I started calling my sellers back, and thank God I have help with that. But I started calling all my sellers, that were on the fence, before, on the fence now, and like, hey, this is what's going on now. We can do something a little bit different. Are you still open to selling? Because guess what? There's change window. Times change, people change. When people change, then guess what? That's what creates opportunity. So did that. The other thing that I did was, started calling all my buyers, because guess what? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Buyers change, like during this time, during this season. So we had to call all of our buyers, find out, hey, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? And I think Donna asked, do you still use Mojo Dollar? Yes, we still use Mojo Dollar for our business to make calls. So
Delano asked that question.
was that Donna or Delano?
Delano.
Okay, yeah, Delano, yeah. We still use Mojo Dollar to make calls.
And guys, while we're talking, we're just kind of, talking just to kind of let you guys know what we've been having going on. So if you guys have any questions, whether you're on Facebook Live, I see a lot of people over here on Facebook Live that's joining in. We appreciate all y'all that's watching on Facebook Live. I know I have a watch party going on. I think you got a watch party going on. And I think Wholesalers of Russ got a watch party going on. So we got Facebook people in all different channels, and all the people that's on Zoom right now. We appreciate all of you that's chiming in on Zoom right now. But if you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to type in, feel free to message us. We'll speak on the question, and we'll try to answer it the best way we can and give you whatever type of advice you need, whether it's spiritual, whether it's mental, real estate, whatever it is you need to talk about. It don't have to just necessarily be real estate, even though we're real estate guys, but it don't have to necessarily be real estate. It could be, something that's dealing with life, something that's dealing with something spiritual. Whatever it is, just feel free to comment or put it in the chat box. But go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem. Good one. But yeah, and before I did all this, I actually prayed to God, and I asked God to kind of help me with help me with the direction, show me what to do. And thank God I got a good pastor, like my pastor, like she knew exactly what was going to happen. And we kind of had an idea of what was going to go on. So I thank God for that. And let us prepare. So I prayed to God, asked him to give me some wisdom, give me some direction on what to do next. During this time I was blessed, to go ahead and take some classes, that I had wanted to take, that that I've been putting off for years. And, and these are classes that are related to what I'm doing. So, it's not, I didn't just totally change direction or anything like that, but these are classes that are going to enhance my real estate career. So, I've been blessed to be able to do that. And so we did that. We contacted sellers. We checked on essential services. One of the essential services, yes, is Mojo Dollar. That is an essential service. They talk about essential businesses. That's an essential service for us. And hearing what we do with what I do in my personal.
For the people who don't know Mojo, you want to explain a little bit, just for the people who don't know that.
Mojo Dollar is basically. It's almost a CRM, but Mojo Dollar is what we use to actually make telephone calls. It'll make calls for you, like 3 or 4 calls at a time. So it'll actually speed up the time, that it takes to make to dial a person. And as you're doing it, then you can kind of put notes in there and slide it into your CRM, and you can actually know to kind of follow up. So that's what Mojo Dollar is for. And yes, we do use it. It's an essential service.
Damian Palmer said working on systems.
Absolutely, yeah, working on systems. The other thing, this is one thing that I did want to let you guys know, is during this time, the other thing that we did was, I actually called, a lot of these service provider companies, and, if it was something that was essential still, yeah, you use them, but you're like, hey, what are you guys doing a little bit different? Can you add a service for us? Or can you cut price? What is it that you can do? So, I did that, with, I think we contacted, this is another essential service, DocuSign. Contact the DocuSign. Hey, DocuSign, what can you do? $5 off, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you a little bit more service, which, so those are things, there were things that you can do. Yeah, and another good question that Delano's asked, he said, would y'all recommend newbies working with y'all to focus on finding buyers or sellers right now? Okay, here's the thing. Always find the gold, okay? Always find the gold. Right now, I thank God, I was taking my agents class, and there's just some cutting edge information that they have, and right now they're still with a shortage on housing. You know what I'm saying? The shortage is still there for housing. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, you definitely need to be finding the houses right now, because as you find the houses, that is the goal. As you find the houses, yes, the buyers aren't quite as plenteous right now. And I believe that buyers are really working off of relationship now. Like a lot of our buyers that we contact, they're working off relationship. They've been dealing with us for a long time. So in a service that we have delivered. So I think for newbies, it's actually going to be best to actually find the deals. And as you find those deals, bring them over to us, and let us, we could possibly negotiate with the sellers. Me and Will have been in the business for a while, so we're adept at handling the both sides, both sides of the thing. And I believe that newbies should do one thing. That's my
and just my comment on that. And just my comment on that. I mean, let me just say this: it's important to find sellers, and it's also just as important to find buyers. So I don't want to come off as like bring down buyers. But let me just say this: if you look at it like this, let me break it down like this. If I had, let's just say right now, I had 5 to 10 buyers, and all of them right now calling me, just like, my buyer's been calling me today. Will, what you got? What you got? Hey, I need to buy some. Will, what's going on? Hey, I need this. I need to buy some over in Atlanta. I need some over in Clay County. I need some over here in, Marietta. I need some over in Gwinnett. Will, what you got? What you got? And I'm telling them, hey, I'm still looking. Hey, I get back with you. Hey, I'm still working on it. Hey, I think my partner got something. You know what I'm saying? So that's one scenario. But now think of this scenario. What if I got 5 to 10 sellers and all of them want to sell me their house right now? And the first thing you might think is like, okay, if I got 5 to 10 sellers and all of them want to sell me their house, let's say out of those 10 sellers, you put 5 of them on a contract. Now, guess what? You might say one or two things. You might say, well, man, how am I going to sell those properties? But you know what I would be saying? I would be saying, man, I got 5 deals that I know somebody want right now. Because guess what? I can call this person if I need assistance. I can call Tim. I can call Will. I can call, whoever, and when you look at the quickest way to get paid, the goal, like Tim said, is having the deals under contract, the leads, having the goal, because that's going to trickle into money. Having buyers, but no product to get on, no supply and demand to get on, it's I don't know. I know some people teach find the buyer first, then find the seller. I mean, I'm not against that, but I just feel, just the way I broke that scenario down, I just feel that if you look at a person who got all these buyers but no inventory, but then you look at this person over here, got all this inventory, and he got a network and he got a community, guess what? That network and that community, they're going to help him, get rid of those properties. And I'm not saying that if you got all these buyers, you can't network and find some property that they got under contract, but you lose control when you have to depend on having these buyers, but now you got to depend on finding somebody to facilitate a deal for your buyers. Why not have the deals and then your community helps you facilitate those deals that you have on the contract? It's just me. I mean, that's just my opinion, and again, it's not no right or wrong to it. I'm not saying, don't go find buyers. I'm not saying that finding buyers is bad. No, finding buyers is great. It's awesome. You know what I'm saying? It's a great thing. It's never nothing wrong with that. But we preach find the goal. That's what we preach.
But Will,
we're gonna get you to the closing table.
But let's break it down to like, okay, this is one thing that we've always preached. Like, if you're a newbie, we're not saying like if you've got a business, then you should be able to balance those things out. But if you are a newbie, a new person getting into the business, then there's one thing to focus on. There's one thing to focus. The bottom line is if you're a newbie, there's a time that you're going to stay in the business until you get a check. You know what I'm saying? So our goal is to cut that time in half, because what happens is a lot of people, like when they get into business, they get so much information, get information overload. I need to do this. I need to do that. Blah, 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 blah. And when you do all that, then guess what? It gets you in a point of where you just quit, and it happens. We see it every day. So that's why we say to do one thing as a newbie. And the best thing to do is to actually capture, what it is that's most important. And the most important thing, in my mind, is actually the deal. Now it's like you go into the store. If you got a lot of buyers, going to the store and there's nothing on the shelf, then what are they going to the store for? And that's how I see that. So
I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna take it a step further. Success comes from challenge, comes from controversy. It comes from just being able to go through rough, nothing easy, right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So what's easier, Facebook or buying a buyer's list, or going on Facebook, taking down emails and stuff like that, or going on Craigslist, recruiting people? That's easy. Calling real estate agents, that's easy.
It's a mindset.
Cold calling homeowners, getting a property, negotiating a deal where you scared to make an offer and you scared to ask them how much they want for the house. That's the challenge. So why not go after the challenge? Because the challenge actually equals success. We talk about this all the time.
The challenge is what keeps you in the business. You know what I'm saying? Like the easy part. Okay, the easy part is that something that everybody can do. I'm just being honest. The easy part is something that everybody can do. The challenge, like you say, is that. I mean that's the challenge. And so I think even with that question, you do have to and I'm not picking on D, but you do have to assess, like, what is my mindset towards this business? What is my mindset towards my ability? What is my mindset towards, being able to deal with sellers? What's my mindset? Because, sellers are the tough thing to pick. Let's just keep it all the way real. I don't think that we're in a place even now. I don't think we're in a place yet where, where sellers are just giving their houses. They're not doing that. You're not doing that right now. So you've got to be adept at one thing. And I just think that with the newbie, you've got to do one thing well until you can get on that, you get on that tricycle, and then you kind of learn how to, balance your training wheels and all that stuff. And then you move on to something else. But by then you've become an expert at that. So that's what I,
that's good.
That's what I see. I don't want new people to be confused about what it is, about what to do in our business. I just don't, because I don't want anybody to quit. That's just my mindset. I don't want anybody to quit before they make their first check. And then once you make your first check, then you realize, oh, okay, this business is real. So that's my mindset.
Donna has some, I guess she had a comment or a question. Let me read it out. She said, in the last month, I've been really working on getting efficient with implementing systems to get leads, follow up and coordinate with others in the industry to help me to close or find a buyer if under contract. I decided that I would focus on cold calling and direct marketing only, cutting the fat on expenses to do so, as well as working with VAs to get me up to speed to getting more leads. I fasted for 21 days prior to Christmas, great, holidays and have continued to use what I've learned during that very intense spiritual growth period to guide me every day. Most importantly, staying on Zoom calls at least once a week to keep me mentally in check during the quarantine, which can still be a distraction if allowed. That was a good comment.
That's good.
Donna.
That's good. Like, so what I get from that is, like, when she fasted, she had a definiteness of purpose, once she fasted.
Right.
And it's like, Like you didn't know exactly what was going to happen or this or that, but you were prepared for whatever it was because you're in tune to the Holy Spirit. You know, you're in tune to what, you know, to what God is telling you. God's leading you, leading your direction. And it's no doubt, you know, it's no surprise that, you know, that Donna's actually, you know, finding deals, you know, not having a problem finding deals. It's
Right.
a surprise. And then you decided, hey, I'm going to focus on 1 to 2 things that's going to make me successful. That's it. I mean, you've got to keep the business simple.
Yeah.
You've got to keep, like times like now, you've got to keep the business simple. And if you keep it simple, then guess what? You're gonna yield the results. You know, I think.
I like how she.
Huh?
Go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I just think that that, you know, in a time now where people are, you know, like I've seen a lot of things where people are actually moving away from the business, and I don't have any problem with that. I mean, people can do what they want to do, but just, you know, in a time where I see a lot of this and a lot of that, you know, and I like what our partner said last week. He said, let's just keep the main thing the main thing, and if we keep the main thing the main thing, it's going to usher us through this pandemic, especially if we do it together. You know, that's the thing that I heard is if we do it together, then we can all have success together.
Absolutely.
So,
I was just saying I like how Donna said she had she fast and got her spiritual stuff together in her mindset, because I think when, you know, my pastor was just talking about this, I think when you fast, it's kind of like pressing a reset. You know, sometimes you need to kind of reset, especially going through, you know, what all we've been going through, quarantining, staying in, trying to figure out what's the next thing. Now, let me just say this. Another thing you don't want to do, and you don't want to do while you're in quarantine, which, I mean, I don't think anybody's in quarantine no more. I think everybody's kind of doing what they want to do at this point. But I would say this. Don't chase the shiny objects, because they're out there. You know, there's so many, you know, new things, new ways to make money, new ways to do things from home and all this. Guys, just get confirmation. You know, like we talked about earlier, just get confirmation, pray on it. Everything is not for you. A lot of stuff, you know, is for who it's for, and it may not be for you. If you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's the only way you're going to succeed in life. You know, there's no way you can succeed in life doing something that's in your own will. You know, if it's not, you know, coming from the source, if it's not coming from up top, which is, you know, our Lord Savior Jesus Christ, our Savior, that source, then it's going to fail anyway. It may not fail today, it may not fail tomorrow, but it's not everlasting. So I don't know about you, but I want something that's everlasting. I want something that's going to be here forever. Like I see, you know, like you said earlier, I'm so grateful that I found my niche, what I'm supposed to be doing. And I can see myself doing it, you know, forever, you know, because I know that God's going to continuously, you know, bless me, bless my company, bless, you know, my partners, bless my community, everything that I touch, everything that I'm involved in, he's going to put his hands over it. He's going to cover it, you know. So that's what you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of something you're supposed to be doing, you know, for God can cover it. I'm not saying he's not going to cover you if you're doing something you don't supposed to do, but he's gonna make it everlasting. You know, it's not about, you know, because we all do stuff and God might bless it for a season, but it's not everlasting. He might, you know, it might look like it's going in the right direction, but it might not last. And I've been through that. I've been down that road. I've, you know, had so many different businesses, and I thought, man, this is it, man. You know, yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, we're making money. And to this day, none of those businesses even exist anymore. Because guess what? It was something that I wanted to do. It wasn't something that was ordained from the Spirit of God. It was just what Will wanted to do. It was what my mind wanted to do at that time. You know, I know we go through cycles. I know, you know, we go through different periods of our life. You know, we got to mature, we got to grow. I get it. But guys, we're grown. We're grown men and women now. You know, it's time to grow up now. It's time to figure out now what we're supposed to be doing and get locked in so we can, you know, we can reap the harvest. You know, we can reap the blessings. So the time is now. The time is now. It's, you know, the time is now to do real estate. The time is now to, you know, to just crush it. I mean, the time is now. So we got about 5 more minutes left. If there's any other questions, feel free to chime in. We do want to talk a little bit about, let me see, I think a couple of people, Damien said, amen. Eugene said, order our steps, Lord. I know that's right. Damien also said, paralysis analysis. You definitely don't want to get caught up in that. So guys, thank y'all so much. We got about a little over 5 minutes left. You want to kind of talk about, I know we didn't have a meetup last month. You know, we kind of got caught up in this whole quarantine thing, trying to get things together. So we do have one coming up at the end of this month. We're still doing it virtually. We still, you know, not deciding to, you know, be around people at this moment, just out of respect to what's going on. So you want to go a little bit into what we got coming up at the end of the month, last Saturday?
Yeah, man. I'm excited because, you know, listen, you know, whenever God gives us an opportunity to do a meetup, you know, we actually pray about this stuff, guys. You know, we pray about, you know, who we bring on, you know, who we bring in front of you guys, you know, blah, blah, blah. We pray about all this stuff. And God just laid it on our hearts this month. We prayed about what we're doing. And God just laid on our hearts this month to go ahead and do a meetup, you know, about creative financing. You know, we've had a couple of deals that we're doing where we've been doing creative financing and wholesaling at the same time. So creative financing with wholesaling, I just think, you know, is the thing. So, and that in conjunction with, you know, a lot of our deals coming up, like, wow, you know, this is something that we can do subject to. So, you know, we just thought it would be a good idea, and especially during the times now, because guess what? You know, over the next couple of months, you know, a lot of creative deals are going to be coming through the pipeline. So, you know, we thought it'd be a good idea to have this meetup on creative financing, and guys, we're excited because of who we're going to be able to bring on. We've got 3 special guests. You know, again, you know, these are people that we know. These are our peers in the community, and you know, we've been able to do business.
We actually got 4 guests.
Say that again.
I said we actually got 4 people.
Oh yeah, we got 4 guests, exactly. We got a duo, and then we've got, you know, 2 separate guests. So we're excited for these guys that are going to be joining our meetup at the end of this month, last Saturday of the month, guys. We're gonna have a flyer up for you in a few, but we've got Justin Ship and Jacques Pierre. Those are, you know, these guys are, you know, creative finance gurus. As far as we know, I mean, they've been doing business in the community. And, you know, we've had a chance to check them out, check out their style, check out what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know some of the same attorneys that we know. And, you know, it's just going to be a blessing to have these guys come and share with our community, you know, what it is they do, how they do it, and, you know, and just, you know, just all that. The other guest that we're going to have on, and this is actually a good friend of ours, been a friend of ours for years. You know, his name's Anthony Epps. You know, guy makes about $1 million a year doing real estate. And we're just excited. He does a lot of creative deals, knows what he's doing, and has just been in this market, just tearing things up. And I know that he's going to have some special things to share with us. At the end of the month. So we're excited about that. And last but not least, a good friend of ours, we've actually been able to do business with him, and you know, does, you know, like 99.9% of his deals are creative finance deals, and it's Eddie Raymond. I mean, you know, he is, you know, Mr. Transaction Engineer himself. And you know, he's just going to come and bring the heat. So guys, we're excited. These guys that are going to be joining our meetup at the end of this month, creative financing. And people think that creative financing, you know, you can't wholesale, but you can wholesale those deals and put the money in your pocket right then and there if you want. Or you can keep the deals and, you know, and create long-lasting wealth. And all this is with no credit, no credit needed. And we're not using banks for any of this stuff. So we're excited to have these guys here at the end of this month. And guys, you don't want to miss this meetup. Another thing you want to go ahead and talk about, and I know we're going just a little bit over, but we've got 2 more things we want to share with you guys. Go ahead, partner.
Shout out to Latrice. She said, I received that. That's where my mind is. Master Plan in Action. Thank you for confirmation. That was on Facebook. I think she was talking about earlier. We were talking about God, spiritual stuff. But yeah, the meetup is going to be awesome. You know, we thought it was relevant because a lot of people, you know, been talking about creative financing, subject twos, lease options, and stuff like that. So we're going to have a whole. What was that?
I said these are deals that are showing up in our pipeline. You know,
right?
And
absolutely.
been able to execute a few of them.
So we're gonna have them. You definitely want to be on there because we're gonna actually have them do some case studies and break down deals because a lot of people have so many questions about them. So I think it's relevant that we break down some case studies of some deals that they actually have done recently, and that way we can kind of talk numbers because sometimes people got to see it in writing to kind of fully understand the process. So we're gonna make sure the guys kind of do it to the way where we can kind of break it down ABC, so it's understood. Right now, we are actually, another thing that me and Tim, you know, we always talking about partnering with people, but as of lately, we have, we're putting together a small group, very small, meaning 1 to 3 people at the most, that actually we want to help actually generate, well, we've actually found a source that we've actually been able to generate the leads through. And now we want, you know, we're looking to partner with some people who want to make some calls. Looking for some people who want to make some calls because we've been hearing that a lot of our partners have, they're having an issue with finding leads. They're having an issue with finding good quality leads. And not only that, just having a consistent game plan with calling those leads. And then if they call the leads, they don't know what to say to them, what to offer. They don't know what to do next. So, you know, we're going to have a small group. We're going to have leads that's going to be available. And, you know, mostly what the main thing is, you know, you can't be scared to make calls because this is actually a cold calling group that we're going to put together. And it's going to be a very niche list, a very niche group. And we're just going to bang it out. We're going to, you know, make calls every day. And, you know, we're going to break bread. You know, when those leads come through, when that deal get to the closing table, you know, we're going to break bread with our team, you know, so if that's something you may be interested in, if you want a little bit more details about it, and that's something that you may, you know, be looking for some leads and you're ready to make some calls and you think, you know, this is something that you maybe want to do, you maybe haven't closed your first deal yet, or maybe you just haven't had any consistent lead flow, send us an email, REI Wholesalers are us at gmail.com. That's REI Wholesalers, WHOLESALERS. R-us, that's R-U-S at gmail.com. That's R-E-I, wholesalers, R-us at gmail.com. Send us an email. Somebody in our back office just say, hey, I want a partner, and somebody will reply back to you, and maybe we can set up a call sometime this week with, you know, me and Tim, and we're going to be doing probably an interview process to see who fits the criteria, because it's not for everybody. You know, we understand that. But whoever it's for, and if you need help, and if you feel like there's something that maybe you're interested in, just feel free to send us an email, and somebody from our team will schedule a call.
I think now is the best time. You know, listen, as entrepreneurs, you know, we're charged with, you know, with actually, you know, creating opportunities, and now's the best time. You know, with layoffs happening, you know, people not quite getting the flow. Then I just think that now is the best time to be able to do this. You'll be able to work from home. It's a great work from home opportunity, and you know, you'll be able to get paid. I mean, this is the best time to do this. So I thank God, you know, for us, having this opportunity with our partner, you know, to be able to generate leads, and good leads, not just any leads, but great leads. And we're excited about that opportunity. So yeah, guys, definitely call, definitely inquire.
So that's something, man. Make sure you got something email.
Yep. REI Wholesalers are us at gmail.com. That's REI Wholesalers are us at gmail.com. You know, send an inquiry, and we'll get right back to you as soon as we can, guys. And also, if you have a deal, send your deal over to REI Wholesalers are us at gmail.com. That's REI wholesalersrus@gmail.com. The deal may not be fully done. You may be at a different, different stages. You may have just start dealing with the seller and you don't know what to do next. Send us an email with as many details as possible to REI wholesalersrus@gmail.com, and we'll get you through that process, so you don't have to do it alone. Again, guys, we're a community. We're doing everything together in 2020, guys. 2020 is the year. It's still the year of vision, and guess what, guys? We're going to execute that vision, guys. So send us an email to REI wholesalersrus@gmail.com. You've got a question about a deal, or maybe you've got a deal. Maybe you've got something under contract. You just don't have a buyer. Send it over to us. Send it over to us. REI wholesalersrus@gmail.com. Another thing, before you close it out, partner, one more thing is, guys, please check out our YouTube. We have redone our YouTube. We're in the middle of reformatting everything, but check out our YouTube, guys. We've got some great videos up there, guys. I want you guys to like, subscribe, share to the videos, like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube channel. REI is a wholesale. I think it's Wholesalers R Us on YouTube. But guys, we've got the great meetup. We've got the great meetup with all of our partners on it. We've got our Monday Zooms on there now, guys. Just some great advice, great tips on the Wholesalers R Us, the YouTube channel, guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Again, everything's free. That's all we're asking you guys to do. We want to partner with you. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. And that's all I got, partner.
That's it. And make sure you guys, if you're not following us on social media, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Uncle Bill Buy Houses, Facebook on William Galloway, and Tim is on Instagram at Who Is Tim Harvey, and Facebook Tim Harvey. So make sure you guys are actually following us on social media networks, and we'll see you guys. Make sure you guys are on here next Monday. One of our panelists is actually going to be on the call. So make sure you stay tuned to see who that's going to be. And, they may give some nuggets and tips that next Monday night. So you definitely want to make sure you're there. Just a little teaser up until the meetup time. So that's it. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of y'all night. Continue to stay safe, guys. Stay safe. And let me say this Be smart, guys and ladies. Let's be smart. Make sure you guys are washing your hands. Make sure you guys are wearing your mask. Wearing masks now is like putting on socks to me. I don't go in no public place without having a mask on. And I know a lot of you may not be wearing masks, and maybe y'all feel like it's okay now, but be smart, guys. Let's be smart. Let's be careful, because we want to be here for many, many more years. And don't put yourself in a position where you could be affected. Because guess what? Let me just say this. You could say, well, I ain't sick yet, and I've been around people. But guess what? You may not be sick, but guess what? There's a possibility you may be a carrier. So if you're a carrier, then that means you can make other people sick. So yeah, you may not get sick, but what happens if you're a carrier and you get somebody else sick? You get a elderly person in your family, or a friend that an older person who got health conditions, you get that person sick. So let's be smart, guys. Let's be healthy. Let's be smart, and let's be wise and be careful out here, guys. So I'm praying for y'all. We love y'all. Keep us in your prayers. And we'll be back on next Monday at 8 p.m. same time. And that's it. We love y'all. Y'all be safe and take care out there, okay?
Peace. What's up, Deanna?